Great Dane Explain. This is Great Dane, and I'm gonna explain it to you. We're gonna have a nice little chill stream tonight. Let's talk about the fraud of the day.
Did somebody say frauds? The frauds is fine. You know, United States of Venezuela, the frauds, it's okay.
Alright, so from Pennsylvania, the USPS, the reputable United States Postal Service, no problems, let's give them full power of our election and control the outcome of the presidency. And we will be none the wiser. Well, apparently a truck driver for them transported between 144,000 to 288,000 ballots from New York to Pennsylvania across state lines. That is illegal. This is the guy. He's saying he did it. But hey, that's not evidence. Here from the Amistad Project, ran by Phil Klein, former Attorney General for the state of Kansas, said that they have sworn declarations that state over 300,000 ballots are at issue in Arizona, 548,000 in Michigan, 204,000 in Georgia, and over 121,000 in Pennsylvania.
That's just wonderful.
Check this out from Michigan, a Michigan poll observer. This lady right here, she said that all the military ballots that came in looked like Xerox copies, and they were all for Biden. At around 4:30 a.m. after Election Day, a massive ballot dump of over 130,000 votes appeared for Joe Biden. You remember this wonderful graph right here? This thing right here, just blowing minds all over the world.
Not one of the military ballots was a registered voter. And the ballots looked like they were all exactly the same Xerox copies of the ballot. They were all for Biden across the board. There wasn't a single Trump vote, and none of the voters were registered. They had to manually enter the names and addresses and a birth date of 1/1/2020, which would override the system and allow them to enter non-registered voters, of which I saw several that day. Throughout the day, that's how they would override voters that were neither in the electronic poll book or the supplemental updated poll book.
Oh, interesting. And she's just has a sworn affidavit, under oath, willing to perjure herself, showing her face, giving out her name, and giving an eyewitness account, which apparently in every other court case in the world, tons of eyewitness accounts would actually mean something, but in this situation, that's not considered evidence. Check this out. President Trump won military votes 60% to 34 in 2016. And since then, he's been the first president to not get us into a new war in decades, I think since Jimmy Carter. He's brought many troops home. He always shows up and gives speeches for the military, always speaks glowingly of our armed services, but apparently, as of now for this election, it's a 52% to 42% Trump lead, because I guess Joe Biden is the candidate of the military. He's lost all those military voters. Wow, all those Xerox copied military votes. And check this, in Fulton County, all 900 of the military ballots went to Joe Biden. I mean, this is just incredible. Absolutely mind-blowing stuff, right? And maybe you heard about this today. William Barr says there is no evidence of widespread fraud in the presidential election. So you saw this everywhere. People are going off on Barr. But what's odd is I actually read his quote. This is what they said up here. Here's what he said. To date, we have not seen fraud on a scale that could have affected a different outcome in the election. He didn't say widespread. He didn't say any of that. Interesting, they made that the headline. And so they just haven't found enough fraud yet. They found some, which is okay. Some fraud, no problem. A couple thousand here, 10,000, 20,000 there. Right over here we found 28,000 fraudulent ballots, but Joe Biden won by 29,000, so it's okay. Well, we have a little update. The DOJ has come out and said the media spoke incorrectly and that they are not done investigating the election fraud. Look at this mad bulldog right here. A.G. Barr. Is he a swamp creature? Or is he a patriot? We will see. And let's see what this Michigan GOP lady said. She's been involved with elections for 25 years. Listen up.
Mixed with clerical errors, but a lot of them are considered fraud. I would have referred all of them to the Attorney General if it were me. But Chris Thomas and others decided not to. They tried to remedy those things as best they can, but unless you put the full faith into the law and start prosecuting people, we will continue to see what we've been seeing. 71% of Detroit cannot be recounted. And I would not want to run on a Detroit city nothing. at all. I would not want to run in the city of Detroit knowing that there have been, quote, clerical errors, that some of them are illegal.
So there's that lady, but
I mean, what is she doing complaining about voter fraud? She's a white supremacist. She's a racist.
Oh, and I love the narrative right now that these governors and legislators are trying to put out. Well, we had to do massive illegal mail-in balloting because of COVID. That's the excuse for everything now. Yes, we had to mail ballots to every single person. We know you can stand in line at Home Depot, stand in line at Walmart, go to strip clubs, but you can't stand in line and vote. We gotta mail it to you. Oh, and then I love this one. Well, we didn't want the GOP poll watchers close to us because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
Even though you've seen the videotapes, you have vote counters sitting 1 or 2 feet away from another vote counter right next to him. I guess that's fine, but those
dirty, disease-infested Republican poll watchers, they gotta go.
So that is where we stand right now. That is the update when it comes to fraud. And I kind of love the way things are unfolding right now. I mean, you are really getting an opportunity to separate those who stand with Trump, those who stand with the Republican Party, the Conservative Party, and want to uphold the Constitution, and the rhinos, the sellouts, who I believe are in on this, and they are showing their true colors right now. People like Governor Kemp down in Georgia, Doug Ducey in Arizona, both of whom Donald Trump endorsed and helped get elected while they've stabbed him in the back. So, to finish this video, let's see what Donald Trump says about those who aren't so loyal.
You see, I'm so loyal to people, and maybe I'm loyal to a fault, but I'm so loyal to people that when somebody's slightly disloyal to me, I look upon it as a great act of horror.
And how are you different than you were 3 or 4 years ago?
Well, I used to say, and in fact, I think I said in my first book that, and maybe this was foolish, but I really meant it, that someday I'd like to maybe lose everything for a period of time to see who's loyal and who's not loyal.
Get him.
And I frankly found out a lot of things.
Did you find out who's loyal and not
I
loyal?
tell you what, and you can't guess it. You can't predict it. You think certain people would be loyal no matter what, and it turns out that they're not, and you just can't predict it. It's
Sons of
difficult.
bitches.
And that
I
would
think
have
I
been,
would have treated people differently. I think that, some of the people that were most loyal to me are people that I didn't think would be. Some of the people that were least loyal to me are people that
you got
I
it.
think I would have treated them differently. I think I would have treated different groups differently. I would have
Rhinos.
wiped the floor with the guys that weren't loyal, which I will now do, which is great. I love getting even with people, but I will. I
Slow
would
up.
have wiped.
You love getting even.
Oh, absolutely. You don't believe in the eye for the eye. You do.
No.
I know you well enough. I think-
Raffensperger.
But anyway,
But tell me, you're going to get even with some people. Because
yeah, I know. If given the opportunity, I will get even with some people that are disloyal to me.
There you go, people. I'm ready for some payback. I want to see the madman get his revenge on all these slimy, sleazebag swamp creatures. This is Great Dane Explain. Subscribe to the channel. Let's build this thing together. We are a team here. I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.
That someday I'd like to maybe lose everything for a period of time to see who's loyal and who's not loyal.
Get him.
And I frankly found out a lot of things.
Did you find out who's loyal and not
I tell you
loyal?
what, and you can't guess it. You can't predict it. You think certain people would be loyal no matter what, and it turns out that they're not.
Tell me, you're going to get even with some people. Because
Yeah, I know. If given the opportunity, I will get even with some people that are disloyal to me.